r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. What is a thing that your parents consider normal and you do not consider this normal anymore? Being compelled to answer the phone if it rings. Thinking your very shy kid will get less shy if you keep shaming it for being too quiet. Not talking about any negative emotions. They could handle me being happy, but anytime I was sad, upset, depressed, nope, they didn't want to see it or deal with it. My mom would even say, "What the hell do you have to be so upset about?" Also, not showing affection or saying "I love you." Years ago, my brother was admitted to the hospital. We didn't know what was wrong with him, and it was scary. I had been crying, and my dad was very upset too. As we were walking out of the hospital together, I went to reach for his hand. I thought it would be comforting, a sign that I would be there for him. He ripped his hand away from mine so fast. I was stunned and never tried to do that ever again. Thinking you're supposed to raise your kids the same way that you despised your parents raising you like. I don't get the reasoning behind that. Well, that's the way I was raised. Yeah, so you should get it. It sucked and is a terrible idea. Drinking and driving. My friend's parents would pick me up with a scotch on the rocks. Ashtrays full of smokes. Downplaying mental health. I was told to ignore my bullies, which got me nowhere, but wanting to stay homesick all the time in junior high. When I asked for counseling, I was told I didn't need it. Just getting a job by walking in anywhere. All my adult life, whenever I've needed work, my dad continues suggesting just showing up to an office and don't leave until they let you talk to a manager and hand them your resume yourself. Poor younger me actually tried this, and I wandered around to every business trying to find my first job, hearing back from exactly zero. My dad still believes this, and I'm trying to tell him that these days, you can get your name blacklisted. I finally spelled it out as, if they tell you to apply online, and you demand to give them a resume in person instead, then clearly you can't follow directions, so why would they look twice at you? He sorta conceded on that, but I don't know how long it will stick. Going to work sick. Basically putting work first at all times. Putting up with abuse from family, because family. Keeping batteries in the fridge. My parents still do this. Apparently this was a belief from a long time ago, that batteries would last longer if they are kept in the fridge. But I can't get it out of their mind that the batteries shouldn't be in the fridge. A college degree is everything. Sure, it's important. But degrees are generally extremely specific nowadays. Years ago I got a side job to pay off debts in the dining hall of a retirement home. When I told my parents this in passing conversation, my dad scoffed and said I should have applied to run the entire facility. The current director has a master's in management with an emphasis in geriatric care. My degree in X would never even get me an interview. Openly mocking your spouse, the wife bad mentality. My father and his friend got together and were talking about how their partners were stupid for liking a YouTube smoothie guy and how stupid women were, and it was just really sad to see. Like if I thought someone was a moron and I didn't agree with their views and we fought all the time and I was miserable with them, I would just not date or marry them. I can't imagine openly mocking my partner to my friends. I love and cherish him. I've been in relationships that made me miserable, and I have no desire to do that again. I'd rather be single. I just do not get it. Just overall living standards. The house is breaking down. Parts of the ceiling missing, mold growing, ants all over. Nothing I do or say convinces them it shouldn't be like this. They like to give me the, when you have kids we'll watch them, and in my mind I'm like, yeah, definitely not here. Saying blood is thicker than water, expecting us to allow a toxic relative back into our lives, and putting up with it. Not setting healthy boundaries, in other words. It stopped with me. Stopping by someone's house to visit, unannounced. Alternative medicine. No mom, you can't call a guy who can remotely heal your burn wound. It's actually making a comeback as many are not trusting medical providers. Fat shaming. Yes mother, I know I've put on a few pounds, you don't have to point it out. Making comments about someone's physical appearance is not as acceptable these days as it once was. Company loyalty. My boomer dad can't fathom a world where we better our livelihood by taking better paying jobs at a different company every few years. For his generation, staying at one company your entire career was a huge flex. Waiting until marriage for sex. Keeping your house tidy in case someone stops by. If someone stops by without texting first, they get what they get. They're lucky if I answer the door. Racism. My parents are in their 70s and definitely from a different time. God, I hate that excuse. Waiting an absurdly long amount of time before seeking medical treatment. Be nice to everyone, even when they are cruel to you. That will make them feel bad for being mean to you. No, now people just mistake my kindness for stupidity and try to walk all over me. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more. Have a nice evening. Tell your friends about me.